All right. This isn't an actual move, but I think I figured out how to, and I'm really surprised, even without the fact that Russians cannot do what British and German units can do, which is use rail movement and then enter an enemy zone of control in the same turn. And when I'm starting to try to figure out how to, because yeah, as we know, both of these are cavalry units, I was trying to figure out a way of isolating them or surrounding them and then, getting them somehow eliminated as quickly as possible. And I think I figured out how to eliminate them this turn. But a couple of things first I want to mention. One is I'm hoping that this is going to be an indication of a great day that I'm having. I was thinking about Bridget on the way to the store this morning because my daughter's showing up tomorrow and she's got a far better color printer than I do. So I wanted her to get a couple of pictures printed out for me of Stettin for Bridget. And I'm not kidding, I was thinking of her and she just turns around the corner with her arms like, what? So I got to chit-chat with her very quickly and I got to mention to her. And anyways, based on, I'm going to keep it simple. In other words, I'm just going to have I'm just going to make sure that that link to the color film footage of 1939 is included in the quick. I'm just going to do like a 2-pager thing. Anyways, I mentioned it to her and she seemed pretty receptive. So that was good. And the second thing, I still feel like a charlatan because now I'm about to go on, I'm going to start banging on a bit about rules and so on and so forth. And there it was, with this whole misinterpretation of the rules and strategizing with the enemy zones of control and Ken correcting me. But let's be honest, I never said ever in any of my videos, please watch my videos and you'll learn how to play Der Weltkrieg properly. Never in a million years did I say that. And I've been constantly saying this is a learning experience, and oh boy, is it ever. Because I want to get to the grand campaign sometime, and I think I did mention in a previous video, now I'm starting to, there's more motivation now after seeing Alberto's work. I've got to contact him again too to get pick his brain and stuff, because I now like, oh my god, the grand campaign has become manageable. I'm like, oh boy, oh boy. Anyways, here we go. I think I figured out how, and I've recorded all the positions here, so I can reset everybody. So I think I can actually, because of the replacement units coming in, I think I'll be able to get this cavalry unit eliminated this turn, but I have to initiate a combat. And I don't need to initiate a combat with cavalry to do it, as long as I can make a lot of no's appear when you go down the list of priorities for how to retreat. Because, well, you'll see. One step at a time here, I guess, for me. So I'm going to move. I'll start moving the units, and then from there go to. And from what I can see, yet again, these guys can appear entrained. I haven't seen anything where it says these guys cannot appear entrained. The thing I do have to remember, though, of course, is that the cavalry will move at 1/6, not 1/10 of on the rail movement. But it shouldn't really matter because we're so small here. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, and yet again I want to start learning or go back to proper practice with me, is to not vacate a hex. Like bring somebody in before you leave somebody out. So that's what I'm going to do here. So this 72nd Reserve and the Corps HQ1, this is my, remember, this is not a real movement yet, but it's going to happen. So they're going to go from here to here. And I'll put these guys on top because they're going to move in a minute. So there we go. So remember what I'm trying to do here. I'm just trying to isolate or surround these guys. So yeah, I wanted to, what the heck did I want to do? Well, there was something, I think, well, these guys cannot, yeah, that's right. I wanted to move the 29th, or could I have moved them to here? I guess I forgot about the woods bit there. Well, let's see. No, we'll leave them there. I still think I've got them. But like I said, I have to initiate a combat because based on the rules from what I've read, like I have to attack them. Because if they, yeah, I have to force a retreat is basically what it comes down to. Because I think they can, we'll see. Anyway, so I'll go step by step. I think I got it right. And if I didn't, well, somebody hopefully will clue in. So I did the first one there, and then I'm going to move the 68th Reserve from 2603 to 2704. So they would go here. So now the zones of controls, I mean, I've got enemy zones of control starting to... And you know what? Also on a flip side, which I'm really happy about, is because due to the fact that I should not have, remember, allowed the German cavalry to get across here, this is maybe in a weird way balancing it out with this, the reinforcement showing up with cavalry, which I didn't expect, and hopefully getting rid of one. Maybe this kind of, balances everything out, because let's be honest, it's been causing a hell of a lot of grief for the Russian First Army. Then I'm going to rail, which they're already in train, I'm going to rail the Guard Cossack Division to 3005. So they would go here, which is fine. And then detrain and move to 3004. But remember, they can't get into an enemy zone of control. So they couldn't go here, but I can still exert one. And there we go. We're starting, like I'm starting to now cause them grief, I hope, because they can't go. You can't go here. Okay, you can. Okay, let's see. Well, if you want me to really do it, maybe I can move them over to here. We'll see. But then I would leave. No, I wouldn't do that, because then I would leave the supply thing. Whatever, and they can just attack them. I guess it's that spot. But I'm thinking they shouldn't be able to. Because remember, if I'm playing that thing again, you're not allowed to go to the top part of it. They've got nowhere to go that way. So I think, yeah, maybe somebody would correct me, but I don't think they should be allowed to retreat here, because they're not going. We'll get to that spot in a minute, but I don't think they can. Then it's going to. Then I'm railing the 6th Siberian Division to 2909 in Grodno to 3002. Where are you? And then you're going to go to. Where's 3002? Yes, so all the way up here. And yet again, okay, so I did get rid of it. So here I am. Oh, just be quiet, Chris, for the love of God. I did, okay, so here I was thinking I was into a whole little, trying to rationalize my way out, and I don't have to. Rail the 50th to the fortress of Olida at 2706. So these guys are going to go this way. And then I'm going to detrain and move them to here. Right on, I do believe. Let me see here. So, enemy zone of control, enemy zone of control, enemy zone of control, enemy zone of control. As far as I know, these guys are now surrounded. Now let's go into rule land and see if I figured this, or I did it properly, I hope. Section 21, it says, or 21, or section 20, whatever one. Any unit is considered, or no, it's actually rule. Sorry, I keep calling them sections. Any unit is considered to be surrounded when it cannot trace a line of communication of any length to a friendly map edge or friendly country interior. A line of communication is a line of hexes from the unit to the destination unbroken by enemy ground combat units and enemy zones of control unless the hex is occupied by friendly ground combat units. And I'm pretty sure they're surrounded. And what else? Section 28, it says units required to retreat while surrounded that cannot do so are removed from the map and are considered to have surrendered. And then you go to section 27, or 20, whatever, 7. says surrounded units are required to retreat if the losses called for by the CRT are greater than or equal to 1/4 of the strength in the hex attacked. Well, it's not going to matter. No matter, I mean, this could be the best flippin' German cavalry on the planet, and it's still going to be, just as far as I know, 2 strength points. So, you know, come on. So, you know, I can't do a half a hit. So, anyways, the retreat of surrounded units may be in any direction, so long as the direction is chosen in accordance to the priorities outlined in Rule 14.8, without regard to distance to friendly HQ. So what I'm going to do, when I'm going to go down the checklist of the retreat in 14.8, and every time I see, I'm not going to read the whole thing out, but every time I start seeing anything that says friendly HQ, anything, I'm just going to disregard. I'm just going to go, is this a yes or a no? Can the cavalry retreat to that spot? Yes or no? And if it is no, well, I go to the next one, and if they're all no's, as far as I'm concerned, then they're eliminated, right? I don't know, maybe that makes sense to me. Okay, so, and yeah, it's just so nice that the Russians were able to do this without that amazing German and, well, and great, the British ability. So here we go. It says, the first one, yes or no? A hex that is not enemy controlled. Yes or no? Nope. Can't retreat. That's enemy controlled. Correct? Unless I'm wrong about what enemy controlled means. 2. A hex that is not enemy controlled. Nope. 3. A hex that is enemy controlled but is occupied by friendly ground combat units. Nope. 4. A hex that is enemy controlled but is occupied by friendly ground combat units. Nope. 5. A hex that is not enemy controlled and is nope. A hex that is enemy controlled but is occupied by friendly ground combat units. Nope. 7. A hex that is enemy controlled and is not occupied by friendly combat units. Nope. So there's a lot of nopes there, and unless I'm wrong, they would be eliminated as soon as the Russians go to initiate a combat, as far as I know. Because, I mean, they would be, let's say they just said, well, we don't want to stick around and you're only infantry, so we're going to opt to retreat. They have nowhere to retreat to, correct? And then if they stick around, I'll attack, and I only need 1/4 of their strength points to initiate a retreat, and they can't retreat, so they should be eliminated. I'm hoping. Anyways, I think I did it right. So that's the end of that one, and well, the end of this video.